Hi everyone, this is Mary. You're watching another little piece of my art. And today I wanted to unbox the new, I guess they're new, Five Below Gouache paints. Um, so I took the foil off of each little container before I did started the video because I watched people fighting with them on TikTok. I'm just going to tell you right now, they're very difficult to get off, and don't do it on white carpet because you can see where I was so careful. I had something there, but it still somehow got under the thing and got on there, and so I'm going to have to figure out a way. Of course, it has to be the red. So anyway, gouache, if you don't know, is kind of like a combination of watercolor and acrylic paints. And these are from Five Below store, so they were $5. I'm not expecting them to be anything great or marvelous, but a lot of people are talking about them on TikTok, so I just happened to see them. They're selling out pretty quickly, so if you like this video and you're interested, you might want to check out your Five Belows kind of quick, because $5 is very cheap for a set like this. So yeah, that's what we're going to do, is we're going to look at them and swatch them out. So this just slides off like that, and it's, when you get it, it's going to be wrapped in, your regular, that stuff. And then it had a little piece of this kind of thing over the top of the little pods in there, I guess to keep it from shifting around too much. So here's the colors that it comes with. They are not named or anything like that, so just your basic set. And excuse me, if you're going to want any more colors, you're going to have to mix them yourself. But I thought this would be a great way for people who have never had gouache before to try it out and see if they like it. And then, if you do, you could always get a better set from Amazon. I forget the name of the one that everyone gets. It is in a Himi. Yeah, Himi. It's in a container this color as well. So you just pop these like that, and then this turns into your mixing tray. The reason I have this sitting here is because I have used, I had a really big one time, and the bottom cracked of the container, the Tupperware-ish thing, Rubbermaid thing, and I used the top for paint for a long time. It's great because it makes a nice big palette, and you can just go all over the place and then peel it off later. So I'm going to be so careful because I don't want to. Okay, so that's the black one. I started over here. Put it upside down. So yeah, I think what I'll do is I will write in Sharpie the color on the top, so that way if I'm making a painting, I'm not going to open every single color looking for the one that I want. So these have the consistency of like jelly, when you go into a restaurant and you're getting pancakes or something, and they bring you the packets, not the packets, but the little square thing like McDonald's dipping sauce is in. It's that kind of consistency. So yeah, I'm not sure with the better gouache if it's nicer, thicker, or I don't know if that is how you judge gouache, or it's just strictly by how good the pigment is, how bright, how it lays down, how many coats you have to use, and things like that. So you see, this green one was so hard to get off that I actually didn't get it off. Let me show you. I couldn't get it all the way off. So this does have a bit of a smell. I'm going to warn you about that in case you are sensitive to smells. It smells like kind of a little bit like cleaning supplies. Yeah, it just has a faint cleaning supply smell to it, but that could be from it sitting in a warehouse or something and then being shipped to me. Sometimes things have to air out, you know. Okay, so there is all of the colors open. Now this is a little bit messier than I like to get, so that's why I said I wanted to try gouache out before I spent, you know, a good amount of money on it. But I like the way it looks. It has a nice flat look on paintings, and I liked that look. People say it's very easy to draw over and stuff like that if you're going to be adding marker to the top of your whatever it is you're painting. So that's good. This is just in my old passport leather case that I put pieces of watercolor paper in. Excuse me. So let's see. We'll just do the first page. I have some water here as well. But what I think I'll do is just be logical and go from the lightest color to the darkest color. See, this is getting all over the place. So just make sure that you don't have any dripping down your sides or on the top of this when you're using it when you're done, so that you don't smear it all over yourself and everything in the room. Okay, I don't know that we'll see the white. Maybe, maybe not. This is kind of a cream colored paper. So, yeah, I have no idea, like, how much water you should have in there. I don't really think there's a should have. I think it's just whatever consistency you want, and then you can build up from there. Trying to do this through the through the camera is weird. So I can tell that, you know, you'll get a lot of texture with this because, like, it is that jelly texture. So if you want it flat, you're going to have to kind of work it in. But you can use that to your advantage as well if you want to make something look textured. Okay, let's try this peachy color here. I'm not really sure what I think of it. It just seems, maybe I'll have to wait until it dries and add the second coat because it just seems thin, kind of thin. But you guys out there that are experienced in gouache, maybe you can tell me. It just seems like you get an awful lot in these. So you'll get your money's worth for sure. I'll probably have this for years. I don't know. Someone did ask about gouache paints. Do they get mold? Do they, you know, I guess it just depends on how airtight these little containers are. But also, you know, you'll have the snapped on lid as well. So as far as that goes, you know, probably just depends on where you live and how much humidity it's going to be in and all those sort of sciencey things. Let's see. Pink. So you can tell that it's starting to soak into the paper. You see the top ones there? They're starting to kind of soak into the paper a little bit, and I can kind of see where you can see where, you know, you didn't have as much coverage compared to where you had more. So it's interesting. Now for a coloring book, I don't know how it would be to color a background is what I was thinking. I don't know that I would use it to color in the picture because I think you would, sorry about that, I think you would cover up the lines. Maybe if that's what you're going for, then sure, why not? But yeah, I mean, I think you could probably do a background with it. It would take some time because you wouldn't want to have any spots where you can see the background through the gouache. So I don't know if you could do it in one coat with this gouache. I am not sure. This is my first time, like I said, even testing gouache out. So I am a total noobs. But yeah, I've been watching this girl on TikTok make paintings with it for a while, you know, and I just decided I'm gonna go out and get some and test it out and see what I think. I just couldn't wait until next month's What Did I Buy video. So this color right here, on camera it looks orange, but it's actually the red, and this one is the orange. But for some reason on camera it's coming out a lot later. Okay, let's see. Now this one is like a dark maroon, but we'll see what it comes out on. Comes out like blah. Oh, it looks like a brick color on my camera. But I think you can see with this color how what I was talking about with the consistency, how it's, you know, kind of gel-ish. Now, obviously, if I was out somewhere and I was painting in here, I wouldn't want to shut this until this dried. So keep that in mind. And I'm not sure about the drying time as compared to watercolor and acrylic. I would think it would be somewhere in the middle. All right, now we have one blue in the whole set right here. So if you want a darker blue, you will have to add a darker color. If you want a lighter blue, you will have to add a lighter color. You know, just the basics of mixing colors, but you just get this one blue. It's a nice blue though. I like it. Okay. You get one green. And this is a very hunter green type of color in real life. It's coming out a little bit different on the camera. So what are you guys binge watching? I'm watching right now. I had to take a break. I'm watching the Anna Nicole Smith video on her show, documentary on Netflix. Super sad. Anna Nicole Smith is like one of those where were you when type of things. You can remember when. I can remember where I was when John Lennon died, and I can remember where I was when Freddie Mercury died, Michael Hutchins, Scott Weiland, and Anna Nicole. And Anna Nicole, I was working, and I remember at my job, their TV just all day, my whole entire shift, showed all of the news just went straight to live coverage of Anna Nicole's story. It was very sad. I really liked her. Really did. Okay, let's see. Brown. I need to go make my videos in the living room. It's probably better lighting. I don't know. They're both kind of the same light kits and ceiling fan type of lighting. I think I have too much water in that brown, as it's definitely not showing up the color that it is. It's coming out a very weird ochre colored, but it's actually dark Well, actually kind of a mid-range of a brown, chocolate brown, I would guess. Light milk chocolate. Okay, and then we have black. So I can see that the key is not too much water. You definitely want to clean your brush between, but make sure you wipe it off. And now you can see the top ones are dry. So we will add a second layer just to see what we think. Dry my brush. And like I said, guys, this is a little bit messier than I like to get. So this would be definitely something that I would have to, I'm not going to just whip it out at any point in time, because I would want to make sure that my area was covered and all that kind of stuff like that. And when you're putting all those stops up, I tend to just go, oh, forget it. But you could do this outside, at the park or something like that. I think that would be fun. Not that I have actually been to a park the whole time I've lived in Florida, because if you have the beach, why would you want to go to the park? So there's the second layer, and yeah, definitely has more coverage, but really you can't see too much through some of them, like the yellow. It's just when you're getting into these ones over here, and then of course this one where I think I just put too much water on my brush. Well, let's see about doing another coat on this yellow. But it's definitely fun to experiment with new things. New to me anyway, not that gouache is new. I feel like those paints at the Dollar Tree, I had them, but I did not like them. They were labeled as watercolor by the craft people that make craft stuff for Dollar Tree. I forget the name of them right now. They came in squeezed tubes, and I think there was like maybe 6 in there in the pack. I feel like those were gouache, because they definitely did not have a lot of watercolor qualities, in my opinion. But I did not like those. Some people do like them. I've seen people make art with them. I'm like, wow, you go. Because I definitely couldn't work with those. But maybe it was because I was thinking that it was watercolor as it was marked, and I was trying to use them like watercolor, So there's the second layer on a couple of them. I don't want to take up all your night by adding more and more layers, but I think you can see that you can definitely build up the layers if you want a more opaque look. You could thin it out if you want a transparent look. I think the more you thin it out, the more it's going to react as watercolor. So you could definitely experiment with that, using it very thinned out in the background of a coloring book, just sort of a subtle shade of color. That might be something to try. But yeah, so that's all I got for you guys. And once again, this has been a unboxing and swatching of the 12 gouache paints from the 5 and Below. They don't have a name on them, so they're just 12 gouache paints distributed out of Philadelphia. Alright guys, take care, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.